Alright, what's going on YouTube? We're back with some more Baldur's Gate 3 mod videos. This time we're doing something a little bit different. We're actually taking a look at a mod that is available on Patreon for early access as of now. It's made by the same author, Dawnstar. I've already made videos on some of his other mods. I'll leave a link in the description down below for those videos if you haven't seen them yet. This one's going to be for a Psychic Weapon Spell Pack that's coming out. As of now, if you want to support the development of this mod, you can go ahead and check out his Patreon down below. I'm actually a Patreon supporter myself down there. So if you want to check that out, give him some support. This will give you access to any of his early version of his work, as well as updated spells and additional things every week or so. So definitely go check that out. I'll leave a link in the description down below for that. But this is going to be Dawnstar Psychic Weapons Pack. It should be coming out for free like his other mods as well too, on both Dexes and on mod.io. But again, if you want to support early access, Patreon is the way to go. So as of the current build of this video, as it is January the 5th, there is available of 3 cantrips and 6 spells that are available. I'm going to go ahead and go over the spells and stuff that are available right now, and then we'll go ahead and do a showcase of the effects and stuff like that as well. And then later on, as there's more updates to the mod, I'll probably do like a small quick video or maybe like a quick YouTube short, kind of going over some of the newer stuff. And then when the full version comes out with full balance adjustments, I'll make another showcase video for the full release version of the mod itself. So starting out with the cantrips, you have access to 2 cantrips. I'm sorry, not 3, but 2 cantrips. The first one is going to be Psychic Whip. Psionic Whip. It is a psychic damage attack that takes a main action, pulls your target closer to you, about 4 meters. And then you have Psychic Rush. Charge forward behind a shield of psychonic energy, dealing psychic damage to creatures you pass through and potentially knocking them off balance. So this is actually pretty cool, as you can use this directly knock into the enemy, or if you want to get to another enemy but they have mobs in the way, you can push those enemies aside. So for the first level 1 spells that you get, the first one's going to be Psionic Assault. You form a mace out of psionic energy and hit a target with a triple attack. As you can see, it does 18 to 27 points of damage. You do 1d4, d5, or 1d4 plus 5 psychic damage. Excuse me, reading is hard. And it is a Constitution save. The second one you get is Psychic Arrow. A Psychic Arrow skewers the creature's thoughts, collapsing its sense of distance. Words. Its movement speed is reduced by 6 meters, and the range of the attack and spells is reduced to 3 meters until the end of the turn. So you have to be a certain distance away for you to use this, and then any of the attacks range of spells is reduced by 3 meters until the end of the turn. So, pretty good way to initiate combat. You can use this to slow down someone's movement, or if they're casting spells, it makes them a little bit harder to cast spells and do attacks. So, at level 2, you get Psionic Protection. Envelop a creature in a Psionic Barrier, halving incoming bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing damage, and psychic damage for a short time. It's about 3 turns. It is a concentration spell, but you can continue to use this, obviously, as long as you have spell slots. I believe you can upcast this to have the turns last longer. We'll take a look at that whenever we go through the effects portion of the video. The second spell you'll get at level 2 is going to be Onslaught. Form psionic constructs of blades and slam them together, tearing through the mind of those caught in the impact. On a failed save, creatures take 4 psychic damage at the start of each turn and a disadvantage on Constitution saving throws. So you can combine this, say you do Onslaught, and then you can do something like Psionic Assault or Psionic Arrow, as their Constitution save throws will be lowered. At level 3, which is where the current portion of the mod is so far, we'll get Wall of Swords. Conjure a wall of psionic blades that lash the minds of creatures that come too close. Essentially, think of Wall of Ice, Wall of Fire, so on and so forth. Same premise there. And then finally, we have Psionic Weapons. Summon 3 Psionic Weapons that you can control. This lasts for 10 turns. It is a concentration spell. So, going over the effects, I'll go ahead and summon our Chad friend here. So, Psionic Whip is pretty self-explanatory. I believe there is a vanilla-esque aspect of this of the spell that's already in the game, but as you can see from the effects there, which that's one of the things I like about Dawnstar's mods, is that he does a really good job of the effects of a lot of the spells. A lot better than some of the vanilla stuff. As you can see there, we did pull the creature closer using the Sonic Whip. And then Psychic Rush, we're going to go ahead and pass through. And as you can see, we still did damage, even though we didn't directly hit the enemy. Or you can do like a direct attack if you like. It's a good way to kind of get out of danger or to initiate going through other mobs. And you see the target still takes psychic damage. For our level 1 spell, Psionic Assault, you can't upcast this. The upcast just does more damage. Going up until level 6, you can do between 33 to 87 points of damage. We'll go ahead and do a level 6 here, just for damage purposes.
Another day, another fight.
As you can see, you do 3 attacks there. They can save. It's possible to save some of those attacks. I believe that is a Constitution save, if I'm not mistaken. Yes. So, Constitution save, sometimes the attacks will miss. And then going over to Psychic Arrow, we need to back up a little bit. And so, Psychic Arrow. We'll go ahead and cast that. This can be upcast as well. The upcast does more damage, as you can see. The movement speed is still the same, 6 meters. But here we go. And if we investigate the target, or examine the target, we'll see the effect of Psychic Arrow. Range of attacks and spells reduced to 3 meters, and movement speed is reduced by 6. So you can see the effect is taking place there. And then moving on from that, we have Sonic Protection, which just gives us a shield. And then we'll end our turn here shortly so we can kind of see the effects of the shield take place. Next we have Onslaught. As you can see, it does cause psychic bleeding. Takes 4 psychic damage at the start of each turn and has disadvantage on Constitution saving throws. So, now that we have a disadvantage on Constitution saving throws, it'd be a little bit easier to do something such as our Sonic Assault because of the Constitution saving throw. A little bit easier to hit.
On my way.
So from there, we have a Wall of Swords, which is going to take down our Sonic Protection because it is additional Constitution. So. And there's our Wall of Swords, which, again, just looks cool. I like a lot of the effects that Dawnstar does on a lot of his spells. Very, very cool. And so when enemies pass through that, they'll take psychic damage through those swords, just like your other Wall of spells. And then finally, we have our last spell that we're showcasing. And that is going to be our Sonic Weapons. You can't upcast these. And as you see, the upcast, they'll gain 5 additional hit points, but they'll still do the same amount of damage. So if you want to do upcast level 6... the swords have 30 points of hit points apiece, and then they have a Sonic Slash, which can only be used once per short rest, so it's okay. But go ahead and show that off here. So also give the effect of Sonic Bleeding, which gives the 4 psychic damage per turn. And then we have the regular attack, which is your standard regular attack. So, but now since we've done that, we're going to go ahead and back and cast our Sonic Shield, which is going to take away our swords, which is fine. And so we'll get a little bit closer so we actually do an attack. We're not sure if he's going to actually hit. We'll see. Now, unfortunately, he doesn't have like any ranged weapons, so I can't really showcase like ranged weapons, but we can see that it has resistance, so that also may be counted to why he's missing as well. But in any case, the concept is that you'll be able to take half damage from bludgeoning, psychic, and slashing damage, and piercing damage. So it's a really great way to like just kind of like bolster your defenses or bolster like one of your weaker party members' defenses. So, in any case, I hope you guys enjoyed the shorter video. Like I said, this is the early access version of the mod itself. You can support Dawnstar's Patreon down below and get access to this spell pack, as well as future ones that come out first before they are released both on Nexus and on mod.io. So, again, this is the early access version of the spell. You don't need to pay to get any of his other additional packs either. This is if you want to support and give a little support and get early access to things. You can do that. Otherwise, you can always wait for the free version, which is going to include everything that's in the Patreon version whenever it does release on Nexus and mod.io. So, again, I want to say thank you to Dawnstar for giving me permission to actually make this video. I just wanted to make sure that it was okay with him before I released the early access version of the videos. And I'll also release updates as the mod gets updated with new spells and abilities. So hopefully you guys enjoyed that, and then I will see you on the next video. Take care.